Before we start, quick like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. The Miami trip was supposed to be girls only. 4 days, 3 nights. Lauren and her college friends celebrating some milestone birthday. I'd stopped tracking after year 3 of our marriage. She'd been planning it for months. Group chats, airline deals, hotel comparisons, the works. You sure you'll be okay alone? She asked while packing on Thursday morning. I was on the couch with coffee, watching her zip and unzip her suitcase for the 3rd time. I'll survive, I said. It's 4 days, not 4 months. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. I know. I just feel bad leaving you. Don't. You deserve a break. Go have fun. She kissed my forehead like I was a child being dropped off at daycare. I'll text you when I land. Sounds good. She left an hour later. I watched her Uber pull away and felt something I hadn't expected. Relief. Not because she was gone. Because I could finally stop pretending. My name's Carter. I'm 38. I own a small chain of 3 hardware stores in the suburbs of Charlotte. Lauren's 35, works in event planning. We've been married 7 years, together 9. No kids. We'd talked about it once or twice, but the conversation always stalled out before we got serious. Looking back, maybe that should have been a sign. The problem started about a year ago. Small things at first. Lauren working late more often. Texting at odd hours. Taking calls in other rooms. When I'd ask who it was, she'd say work, always work. I believed her because I wanted to. Because believing her was easier than facing what I already knew in my gut. Then came the girls' trip. She'd mentioned it casually over dinner about 3 months prior. Jess is turning 35. We're thinking Miami for a long weekend. Sounds fun, I said. Who's going? Me, Jess, Kendra, and probably Vanessa if she can get off work. When? First weekend in June. I nodded and went back to my food. It seemed harmless. Lauren hadn't seen her college friends in over a year. A trip made sense. But as the date got closer, things shifted. She started going to the gym more. Not just more often, but different. New clothes. New routine. She'd come home flushed and energized in a way I hadn't seen in years. You're really committing to this workout thing? I said one evening. I want to look good in a bikini, she replied, toweling her hair. Is that a crime? Not at all. You look great. She smiled, but again, it didn't land right. Like she was smiling for someone else, and I just happened to be in the room. 2 weeks before the trip, I noticed her phone behavior changed. She'd started keeping it face down all the time. When notifications came in, she'd grab it immediately, read them in another room, and come back empty-handed. Everything okay? I asked once. Yeah, why? You seem distracted. Just busy with the trip planning. Jess is being difficult about the hotel. Need help? No, I've got it. She didn't want help. She wanted space. The week of the trip, I decided to test something. I came home early from the store on Tuesday, around 3 in the afternoon. Lauren's car was in the driveway. I walked in quietly. She was in the bedroom, door half closed, on the phone. Her voice was low, almost a whisper. I know. I can't wait either, she was saying. Just a few more days. Pause. He doesn't suspect anything. He's clueless. My stomach dropped. I'll text you when I land. We'll figure out logistics from there. I backed out of the hallway and made noise coming through the front door again. Lauren, I'm home. She appeared a moment later, smiling. Hey, you're early. Slow day? Thought I'd come home and hang out. Cool. I'm just finishing some work stuff. Work stuff? Right. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay there staring at the ceiling, running through scenarios. Maybe I'd misheard. Maybe it was about the trip. Maybe I was paranoid. But my gut told me otherwise. The next morning, I called my buddy Eric. He's a private investigator, mostly does corporate work, but he's handled personal cases before. We'd been friends since college. I need a favor, I said. What's up? My wife's going to Miami this weekend. I think she's meeting someone. Eric was quiet for a second. You sure? No. But I need to be. You want me to follow her? Can you? I can. But Carter, if I find something, are you ready for it? I don't know, I admitted. But I'd rather know than wonder. Okay. Send me her flight details, hotel info, everything you've got. I texted him all of it. Flight number. Hotel name. The group chat screenshots I'd managed to see over her shoulder. Eric said he'd fly out Friday morning, scope things out, and report back. Thursday came. Lauren left for the airport. I watched her go and felt a strange calm. The kind you get when you've already accepted the worst. I spent that evening working late at the main store, catching up on inventory and paperwork. Around 8, My phone buzzed. Lauren, landed safe. Hotel is gorgeous. Miss you already read heart. I stared at the heart emoji. When was the last time she'd sent me one of those? Me. Glad you made it. Have fun. No heart back. Just a thumbs up. Friday morning, Eric called. I'm at the hotel, he said. Fontainebleau. Nice place. See anything yet? Just checked in. I'll keep eyes on the lobby and pool areas. What's she look like again? I described Lauren. Blonde, about 5'6", usually wears oversized sunglasses. Got it. I'll update you tonight. The day dragged. I tried to focus on work, but my mind kept drifting. What was she doing? Who was she with? At 6, Eric sent a photo. It was Lauren. Poolside. Bikini. Sunglasses. Drink in hand. Next to her was a man I didn't recognize. He was tall, tanned, fit. Late 30s maybe. They were laughing. His hand was on her knee. My chest tightened. Eric called a minute later. That him, he asked. I don't know. I've never seen him before. They've been together all afternoon. Her friends are here too, but they're doing their own thing. She's been with this guy the whole time. Can you get closer? Hear what they're saying. I'll try. An hour later, another text. A video this time. I clicked play. It was Lauren and the guy walking through the hotel lobby. His arm was around her waist. She was leaning into him, smiling up at him the way she used to smile at me. They stopped at the elevators. He kissed her. Not a peck. A full kiss. She kissed him back. The elevator doors opened. They got in. The doors closed. I sat in my office and stared at the screen. Played the video again. And again. Then I called my lawyer. His name was Richard Brennan. He'd handled the legal work when I bought my second store. He also did family law. Richard, I need to file for divorce. Carter? What happened? I told him. The trip. The suspicions. The video. Do you have proof? He asked. Video of her kissing another man. Evidence of her lying about the trip. That'll work. When do you want to file? Now? Tonight, if possible. I can draft the papers by tomorrow morning. You want to serve her in Miami? I thought about that. Serving her in Miami would be dramatic. Public. Humiliating. Then I thought about the video. About her lying to my face. About the heart emoji she'd sent while planning to cheat. Yes, I said. Serve her in Miami. Okay. I'll need the hotel address. I gave it to him. He said he'd have a process server deliver the papers Saturday morning. One more thing, I added. I want to be there. You want to be there when she's served? I want to hand them to her myself. Richard paused. That's not standard procedure. I don't care. I'll fly out tomorrow. Have the papers ready. I'll serve them personally. All right. Your call. I booked a red-eye flight to Miami. Left Friday night. Landed Saturday morning at 6. Eric met me at the airport. You sure about this? He asked as we drove to the hotel. No, I said. But I'm doing it anyway. Fair enough. The paper's ready. Richard's courier is dropping them at the hotel at 8. I'll pick them up and handle the rest. We got to the Fontainebleau at 7:30. I checked into a room Richard had booked under his firm's name. The courier arrived at 8 with a manila envelope. I signed for it, opened it, and read through the documents. Petition for divorce. Grounds, adultery. Evidence attached. I tucked the envelope under my arm and headed to the pool. Eric had texted me earlier with Lauren's likely location. She and her friends had reservations at the pool bar for brunch at 9. I got there at 8:50 and found a seat at the far end of the bar. Ordered coffee. Waited. At 9:05, Lauren appeared. She was in a white sundress, sunglasses perched on her head, laughing with Jess and Kendra. They grabbed a table near the pool. Vanessa joined them a minute later. No sign of the guy from yesterday. I waited until they'd ordered drinks. Then I stood up, envelope in hand, and walked over. Lauren saw me before I reached the table. Her face went from relaxed to confused to terrified in about 3 seconds. Carter, she said, standing up. What are you doing here? Surprise, I said flatly. Jess and Kendra exchanged looks. Vanessa suddenly became very interested in her phone. Is everything okay? Lauren asked, voice shaky. Did something happen? Yeah, I said. Something happened. I handed her the envelope. She took it, frowning. What is this? Divorce papers. You've been served. Her face went white. What? Open it. She did. Her hands trembled as she pulled out the documents. Her eyes scanned the first page, then the second. When she got to the photos Eric had taken, she looked up at me. Carter, I can explain. I don't want an explanation. I cut in. I want a divorce. You can't just... This isn't. She looked around at her friends, then back at me. Can we talk? In private. No. We're done talking. You lied to me. You cheated. I have proof. The lawyers will handle the rest. Jess stood up. Okay, maybe everyone should just calm down. Stay out of it, Jess, I said, not taking my eyes off Lauren. This doesn't involve you. Carter, please, Lauren said, tears forming. Just give me 5 minutes. Let me explain. Explain what? That you're here with another man? That you've been lying to me for months? I already know. I saw the video. Her eyes widened. You had me followed? I had my suspicions confirmed. I corrected. Big difference. You're insane, she said, voice rising. You flew to Miami to ambush me? I flew to Miami to deliver papers you earned. People were starting to stare. A waiter hovered nearby, unsure whether to intervene. Lauren wiped her eyes, smudging her mascara. This is humiliating. You think this is humiliating? I said. Try watching a video of your wife kissing another man. Try hearing her tell him you're clueless. That's humiliating. She flinched. I never said that. You did. Tuesday afternoon. On the phone. I heard you. Her mouth opened, then closed. She had nothing. Read the papers, I said. Sign them. Don't fight me on this. You won't win. I turned to leave. Carter, wait, she called after me. I stopped but didn't turn around. What? I'm sorry. I looked back at her. Mascara streaked. Dress rumpled. Friends silent. No, you're not, I said. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. Then I walked away. Eric was waiting by the lobby entrance. That was brutal. It needed to be. What now? Now I go home. She can finish her trip with her boyfriend. I'm done. I flew back to Charlotte that afternoon. Spent the rest of the weekend deep cleaning the house, packing up Lauren's things, and changing the locks. On Monday, I got a call from Richard. She wants to talk, he said. Her lawyer reached out. She's willing to negotiate. There's nothing to negotiate. I want the divorce. She can keep whatever she brought into the marriage. I keep the stores, the house, and my sanity. She's asking for spousal support. I laughed. On what grounds? She cheated. She's claiming emotional distress. Says you humiliated her in public. Tell her lawyer to review the photos I provided. Then tell them to shove the support request where the sun doesn't shine. Richard chuckled. I'll phrase it more professionally. You do that. A week later, Lauren came home. I'd left her things in the garage. She knocked on the front door, even though she still had a key that no longer worked. I opened it, but didn't invite her in. Hey, she said. Hey, can we talk? No. Carter, please. Just 5 minutes. Lauren, you had 7 years to talk to me. You spent the last few months lying instead. We're past talking. I made a mistake. You made a choice, I corrected. Multiple choices. Every time you lied. Every time you deleted a text. Every time you snuck around. Those were choices. I know. I'm sorry. So you've said. She looked down at her hands. I don't know what I was thinking. Things with us got stale, and he was there, and it just happened. Who is he? Does it matter? Humor me. His name's Ryan. I met him at a conference 6 months ago. We stayed in touch. 6 months, I repeated. So this wasn't just a Miami thing. No. And you were planning to tell me when. She didn't answer. That's what I thought. I pulled a box from behind the door. Here's your stuff. The rest is in the garage. Take it and go. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know. Maybe Ryan has space. Her eyes filled with tears. You're really not going to forgive me? There's nothing to forgive, I said. You stopped being my wife the moment you kissed him. Everything after that was just paperwork. She took the box, started to say something, changed her mind, walked to her car. I watched her load the boxes, get in, and drive away. Then I closed the door and felt the weight lift off my shoulders. The divorce took 4 months. Lauren tried to fight for spousal support and half the business. Richard shut her down with the evidence of adultery and the fact that she'd contributed nothing to the stores. In the end, she got her car, her personal accounts, and nothing else. I kept the house, the stores, my dignity. She moved in with Ryan for a while. I heard through mutual friends that it didn't last. Apparently, he wasn't interested in anything serious. Just a vacation fling that she'd mistaken for something real. I didn't feel bad for her. I didn't feel anything for her. 6 months after the divorce was finalized, I met someone new. Her name was Michelle. She managed a coffee shop near my main store. We chatted a few times over the counter before I finally asked her out. She was different, direct, honest. When she said she'd text, she did. When she said she'd be somewhere, she was. One night, about 3 months into dating, We were at my place watching a movie when she asked, "Do you ever think about your ex?" "Sometimes," I admitted. "But not the way you'd think." "What do you mean?" "I don't miss her. I just think about the red flags I ignored. The lies I believed because I wanted to." Michelle nodded. "My ex cheated too. Different situation, but same feeling. Like you knew something was wrong, but kept hoping you were paranoid." "Exactly. Are you worried I'll do the same thing?" I looked at her. "Are you?" "No," she said simply. "If I wanted to be with someone else, I'd tell you and leave. I don't do the sneaking around thing." "Good," I said. "Neither do I. Not anymore." She smiled. "Then we're on the same page." A year later, Michelle moved in. We sold my old house, too many memories, and bought a new one together. Split everything 50-50. Her name on the deed, joint accounts, the works. She didn't keep her phone face down. Didn't take calls in other rooms. Didn't lie about girls' trips. When she went to visit her sister in Denver for a weekend, she texted me updates without me asking. Sent photos. Called me at night just to say goodnight. It was normal. The way it should have been with Lauren, but never was. One evening, we were making dinner when Michelle's phone buzzed on the counter. She glanced at it. "It's Lauren," she said. I stopped chopping vegetables. "What? Your ex?" "She just sent me a friend request on social media." "You're kidding." "Nope." She showed me the screen. Sure enough, there was Lauren's profile. "Are you going to accept?" I asked. "Hell no," Michelle said, laughing. "I'm not interested in whatever weird game she's playing." Good call. She deleted the request and went back to stirring pasta. "You think she's trying to check up on you?" "Probably. She does that sometimes. Mutual friends say she asks about me." "Does it bother you?" "No," I said honestly. "She's part of my past. You're my present. She can ask all she wants. Doesn't change anything." Michelle smiled and kissed me. "I'm glad I'm your present." "Me too." Lauren reached out directly a few months later. A long email about how she'd been in therapy, working on herself, and wanted closure. I read it once and deleted it. Closure wasn't something she could give me. I'd found that on my own the day I handed her those papers in Miami. These days, I don't think about Lauren much. When I do, it's with the same detachment you'd have looking at an old photo of a stranger. She was part of my life once. She made choices that ended it. I made choices that built something better. Michelle and I got engaged last spring. Small ceremony planned for next fall. Close friends and family only. I didn't invite Lauren, obviously, but I heard through a mutual acquaintance that she'd gotten married too. Quick wedding, someone she'd known a few months. I wished her well from a distance. Not because I cared, but because I genuinely hoped she'd figured out whatever was broken in her. But that wasn't my problem anymore. My problem now was deciding between chicken or fish for the reception dinner. Whether to hire a DJ or go with a playlist. Normal problems. Good problems. The kind you have when you're building a life with someone who doesn't lie to you. One night, sitting on the back porch with Michelle, she asked, "Do you ever regret how you handled the Miami thing?" "You mean showing up with divorce papers?" "Yeah." I thought about it. No. She made her choice. I made mine. If I'd done it any other way, I would have spent months in limbo while she fed me excuses. This way was clean. It was savage, Michelle said, grinning. It was necessary. "I respect it," she said. "You didn't let her play games. You just ended it." "Exactly." She leaned her head on my shoulder. "I'm glad you're not a game player." "Same," I said. "Life's too short for that." And it is. Lauren wanted a girl's trip to Miami. What she got was a reality check delivered poolside with legal documents. I wanted a marriage. What I got was a lesson in recognizing when someone's checked out. But what I built after, that's real. No games. No lies. No second guessing. Just two people who choose each other every day without having to hide it. Lauren's girl's trip ended our marriage. But it also freed me to find something better. And for that, I'm grateful. Not grateful to her. Grateful for the clarity. The kind you only get when someone shows you exactly who they are, and you finally believe them. I believed her in Miami. Believed the video. Believed the lies she couldn't talk her way out of. And I walked away from a marriage that was already dead. Best flight I ever took. Best papers I ever served. Best decision I ever made. Lauren can have Miami. I'll take the life I built without her. Because at the end of the day, showing up with divorce papers wasn't about revenge. It was about respect. Respect for myself. For my time. For the truth. Lauren's girl's trip to Miami was supposed to be her escape. Instead, it became mine.